All right, all right, Shalom. For the first, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Hawakah Kodash Brakastam. The honor to the Apostle Elder Great Millstone, and to all the Akim across the globe, pushing on word of truth and sincerity, and want to say Shalom. So I died now from the Great Millstone Camp, Chicago, with a little history lesson. I ran across a video concerning the Freedmen's Bank, and it was very informative, man. I'm not going to bring the video up because I want to get into the exact content. So I Googled it in Wikipedia, and let's get into it. All right. Now, it's going to be a lengthy read, but let's just bear with me, Bob Kushar. It says, the Freedmen Savings and Trust Company, known as the Freedmen Savings Bank, was a private savings bank chartered by the U.S. Congress on March 3rd, 1865, to collect deposits from the newly emancipated communities. And when they're not telling you that 2 years earlier, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, which freed the slaves. All right. So these people, this emancipated community is talking about freed Israelites, right? Within 7 years of its formation, the bank opened 37 branches across 17 states and the District of Columbia and collected funds from over 67,000 depositors. At the height of its success, the Freedmen Savings Bank held assets worth more than $3.7 million in 1872 dollars, which translates to approximately $80 million in 2021. All right. So Jake had a little bit of money, but what they're not telling you is that we were promised 40 acres and a mule. You remember that? That came under President Lincoln, but he was assassinated. Therefore, that didn't go. It didn't come about. So instead of getting them the 40 acres and a mule, they said it'd be better for them to have banks, because banks are more of a long-term resource. All right, which doesn't make sense, because if you have 40 acres, you could definitely put a bank on it, man. All right, not only that, you can create other businesses and things that's going to help you as well as the community instead of a bank. But here's why they did it. We're going to get into that too. It says, however, the rapid development of the bank was largely driven by false claims and was coupled with mismanagement and fraud. The bank failed in 1874, and a contributing factor to this was speculative loans issued by the bank's white officials throughout its existence. There is consensus among historians that the bank failure not only affected the savings of many African Americans, but also their trust and financial instructions, man. All right. So they gave these people they gave Jake a charter bank, but it was ran by Esau Edom, and with them in control, they could take the bonds, all right, and the savings, and they would invest them into the railroad, because the railroad was real big at the time, all right. And it led to a mistrust in banks, man. That's why a lot of Jake said, I don't trust no bank. I'd rather have my money up under my mattress, and that's why. All right. Something else I want to get to, right? The fraud and other financial misconduct. Right. It says, from the Freedmen Savings Bank creations, there were several issues in the government and management that contributed to its ultimate collapse. Since inception, the bank trustees had little incentive to govern. The bank trustees were those Esau Edom. All 50 original trustees were white and were not required to give any security for the faithful discharge of the trust. All right, which means basically they defraud them, man, and break promises. Many trustees had little to no involvement with the bank, with some even saying that they had never agreed to be part of the board. In addition, the charter that established the bank contained no penal clause to bind officials, and as a result, trustees were not personally liable for the condition of the bank. So, although they had their hand in defrauding and taking out loans, all right, if the bank didn't have any money or any asset or any assets or just ran down or whatever, they didn't accept responsibility for it. Which goes to show you, man, you can't mix Esau with your business, man. It's always going to benefit them. Even these black-owned businesses today, man, it benefits Esau, man. All right, the high taxes, and you got to go through them for all your products and things like that. All right. All right, let's read this. It says the charter establishing the bank was ambiguous about how deposits could be used. Right, ambiguous means bogus or false, with the exception of a very clear rule prohibiting lending until the amendment of 1870. Right, so the banks couldn't even lend to their people, man. All right, while 2/3 of the bank's deposits were required to be invested in the U.S. governments, the remaining available funds did not have specific restrictions. So, if you want to use your money to invest, you had to invest it in government securities, man. All right. So the remaining available funds didn't have specific restrictions. Allstout wrote of this particular fact that it was somewhat disquieting to those familiar with the history of savings banks. They knew that available funds frequently became unavailable. All right, so you might have deposited $2,000 one day and come back the next month and it wouldn't be there, man. One instance of the bank explicitly going against its charter was the investment of funds in the bonds of the Union Pacific and Central Railroads in early 1869. So they were taking Jake's money and invested it in a railroad. But guess who built the railroads? All right. Right. It says in addition to these, there is historical evidence that the bank's management misled depositors about a supposed government guarantee, interest payments, and the use of deposit funds. See, that's small print. All right. During the initial years, the bank initiated a marketing campaign in order to promote the bank and attract deposits. This included using churches and Freedmen's Bureau schools to distribute bank pamphlets and other marketing material, advertising through local newspapers, and holding public meetings, churches, beneficial societies, and the bank's branches. And what they don't tell you is that they brought in Frederick Douglass to get the people to have more trust in the banks. You see, even back then they were using our people to get us to trust in their system, man. You see, but also in that video, Frederick Douglass knew that it wasn't going to work. All right, but nevertheless, he went along with it. Okay. That's about it. All right, and you go back, you go down and talk about the people that were involved, man. They were Edomites. All right, but I want to get to the scriptures. This is Sirach 10:8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, man. All right, and these guys got just like they did Gad, man, unrighteous dealings, man. You deposit your money in the bank, they would take it and invest in railroads. You deposit your money and it come to take it out and it wouldn't be there, man. You see? All right? That's why we need new rulership, man. Where Yahweh Shai ruling, man. All right? The Sirach 21 and 8. He that buildeth his house with other men's money is like one that gathers himself stones for the tomb of his burial, man. And that's what Esau has done, man. He built his house with other men's money, man. You see? He robbed Gad of the land. He robbed Issachar the gold and Gad of their gold. He sacked the temples of Jerusalem to build the Colosseum. You see? All right? But all those stones that he used to build these buildings are going to be placed upon his head for his burial, man. You see? Anyway, another one. Right. Ecclesiasticus 14 and 3. Riches are not coming for a niggard, and what shall an envious man do with money? What has Esau done with all this wealth and this with all this wealth and commerce that he has, man? What, build nuclear weapons and bolster up his army, man? They spend tens of billions of dollars a year on warcraft, man, and instruments of destruction, man. He that gathereth by defrauding his own soul, gathereth for others that shall spend his goods riotously, right? Riotously, all right. And Esau has deceived himself, man. He's put himself in a trick bag. All right, the money that he's established, the riches that he's amounted to, all right, are going to be transferred to us, man. All right, guess what we're going to do? We're going to teach you how to stunt, man. You see? Verse 5, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? Should not take pleasure in his goods, man. You're not going to take pleasure in it, man. All right? And he said, Psalm 7. Verse 8, verse 9, Psalm 79, it says, "O let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just, for the righteous Most High tries the hearts and reins," man. All right, and the wickedness of the wicked is going to come to an end, man. No more building towns with other people's money. No more defrauding, okay? It says, let's keep reading. "By the fences of the Most High will save us the upright in heart. The Most High judge the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day." So even in 1863, the Lord is mad at these people, man, for the things that they have done, man. All right? "If he turn not, he will wear the sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death." Who was him? Esau, Edom, the wicked. "He ordained his arrows against the persecutors. Behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and hath conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit and digged it, and hath fallen into the ditch which he made. And mischief shall return upon his own head, and a violent dealer shall come down upon his own pate." You know, I'm going to finish it out. "I will praise the Lord according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name of Yahweh Most High," man. All right. So the pit that he has dug, man, all right, it's going to rain on him violently, man. Okay. Upon his own pate, upon his own head, man. You know. So that, I hope it was edifying. I'm going to say, call Allah, Yahweh Shy. The bottom of the apostle of the great millstone. Till next time, Shalom.